Welcome back to Arkansas Bigfoot. Glad that all of our squatchers have rolled out of the rack and they're ready to hit the dirt today. I think for simplicity's sake and future reference, we're just going to call this area Goat Mountain. There's a lot of acreage surrounding that goat farm, hills rolling up and down and going every direction, and it's going to take a while to walk all of this and look it over. And right here in front of this old four-wheeler trail running up the side of the mountain here, you can see this great big huge arch, and it's a live arch. And when you find them live like that, that's typically doorways, passageways. If it's made out of a dead tree, then it's just that, it's a dead arch. Don't worry about it. But there's so much stuff out here to explore, and we're looking along this pathway for footprints and stuff, and we've been finding some faint ones. Of course, we've had a lot of rain over the night, so I'm gonna
which way you want to go?
Show you right over here. Looks like about an 8-foot tall tree break.
Might get a better shot right here.
Well, let's get on up the trail and see what we can find out today. Just so everybody's on the same page, that is your classic layabout. Those things lay about everywhere, and they are a Sasquatch multi-tool. Sometimes they use them to hurl in your direction when you prodded and poked a little too close. Sometimes the Sasquatch Signal Corps uses them for rock clacking, a Bigfoot Morse code.
And who's going to put them in a line like that?
And sometimes they're arranged in glyphs and in stacks for a symbolism or a trail marker or a territorial marker.
There's a lot of rocks up here compared to where we normally are, so they may use them more than they do the stick glyphs. We'll have to keep our eye out.
But we're going to follow this up a little ways and then cut off into the woods. See if we can find any other signs or indications of arches or structures or ground glyphs or anything else like that. Just like we said in our video of Bigfoot in the backyard, you don't have to be miles and miles off of the beaten trail to run into any type of signs or indications that they're in an area or even have sightings and experiences. We've gotten so populated now that they're literally in our backyards in a lot of areas. There's farms scattered all around through where we're at right here.
I think so far we've found like 4 or 5 different size feet up here. I really have a feeling this little mountain's got quite a bit of a population.
Yeah, when we first parked down on the road and started walking up this direction, you could see some older prints that had been washed over from the rain, but you could still make out the indications of them. I think the biggest one looked like it was around 16 inches and the smallest one around 10 inches.
We'll find some good examples here in a minute because they're kind of everywhere around here.
I'm gonna walk off over into the woods this way for a few minutes. I'm seeing indentations all right through there. That's why I came across this little trail here. Following straight on up and across over there. We had kicked around ideas of different things to do or not to do out here in this location, and I don't believe we're going to start with any of the gifting with any of the food or anything. I would more like to see a difference in these and how that they act just without that compared to the ones behind the house that have gotten accustomed to the apples and the treats and things like that. Is to see the difference if there is any.
That spider with.
You go first. The path is too narrow for both of us. Pappy's laughing his rear end off right now.
Yeah, enjoy it while it lasts.
Yeah, I just caught a whiff of a little bit of one.
That's interesting. Look at the rocks in the middle of it.
Yeah, that's why I'm walking over toward it.
Great minds think alike.
That's weird.
I'm kind of curious about these. They're like in...
And we'll get up on that ridge where we can get a look around a little easier maybe.
Felt like the version of the mound. Look at that quartz vein. Up there on the top.
Yeah, I see it. I don't care who you are, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I think that trail is just over this hump over here, so we'll go get back on it and walk a little farther on. Just watch your footing. You don't want to trip and sprain an ankle. Yeah.
That's cool. That was a tree bend right there. It's been there a little while.
Yeah, that's a little different, isn't it?
Gorgeous, okay.
Well, we tried to film out here a little bit yesterday evening, and we had thunderstorms rolling in, and it just opened up and started raining like crazy, so we couldn't have the camera and stuff out in it. It looks like part of a trackway running up into that.
Would you call that a structure? Over here on the left?
I'm getting into a position where I can turn to show it, so. Looks like the start of one back in there. Little teepee looking structure. Yeah, I've read a couple of comments about the structure saying, well, they don't keep the rain off and they don't do this and they don't do that. Well, no, they don't if you're looking at them from a logical human being perspective, but a human being isn't the one that created them, so I'm sure that they have a specific reason beyond what your logic is going to tell you.
In the other woods, sometimes we see that it provides an energetic camouflage or a place where they can kind of do their
even
what do you
if
call
it's
it?
just a thick spot,
And
a thick spot to sit and chill out, anything. But
this back here would be a perfect spot to sit and hike.
you know, this would be a perfect lane to have one walk out across in front of you.
They've been back there behind the tree. That's cool.
And it sure got quiet and still all of a sudden out here. A lot of times on these trails and old tractor and ATV roads and stuff, you go in 25, 30 yards and you'll see where they have just paralleled the road, beating the path down, walking and watching. Like this right through here.
Not too old. And hill comes back to here.
Yeah,
Probably
there's more in front of you.
Yeah. Probably one that's about 5 foot tall. Interesting bend.
Yeah, it's similar to the one behind the house, that great big one that we have.
That's really awesome. I don't know if this tree's about the same age or a little younger maybe than the one behind the house, but they say the natives would bend these to mark a path. Pretty fascinating.
Yeah, looking at that great big deal over there.
Put some stuff in this one.
Can't believe how absolutely still it got just in the past 10 minutes.
For one bird.
Alright guys, I think we're gonna break this off right here and we will pick it up on the next leg of the journey. Appreciate you tuning in. Hit the like, share, and subscribe. Thanks.